Hello. In this example, we want to solve the following linear equation. And so we have x minus 8 all over 4 equals 3 minus x plus 2 all over 12. And again, remember rule number 1, don't freak out. There's no reason to freak out. Just because you see fractions, that actually just means we need to get rid of them. That's all we're going to do. Now, remember, the first thing we need to do is find the LCD. And the LCD between 4 and 12, the two denominators that I see, is 12. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to multiply every term in here by 12. And notice that there are, in fact, 3 separate terms. And then we're going to do the division first. 12 divided by 4 is 3. But I'm actually going to write 3 and then just a parentheses, the numerator. Okay. And then the next one we have 3 times 12 is 36. Then we have our minus sign, so minus 12 divided by 12. I'm going to go ahead and write down a 1 for now. Parentheses, the numerator of x plus 2. It's very important that we do this in the sense that there's a parentheses around these, because otherwise you're going to forget to do something. And what you're going to forget to do is you're going to forget to distribute these values to both terms of the numerator. So what's different about this question compared to the ones previously is that the numerators actually have more than one term. Excellent. And now we just have a linear equation, a regular one with no fractions. So we're going to distribute the 3 there, and we're going to distribute not the 1 but the negative 1 to both the x and the 2, and then the 3 was to the x and the negative 8. Now distribution just means multiplication. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times negative 8 is negative 24. Oops. Now on the right-hand side, we have 36, and then we have negative 1 times x is negative x. Negative 1 times 2 is negative 2. Good. And now we just combine like terms on both sides of the equation. So on the left-hand side, we have 3x minus 24. Neither of those two are like terms, so we'll just leave it as 3x minus 24. On the right-hand side, 36 minus x minus 2, notice that the 36 and the negative 2 are common terms, like terms, sorry. It's the word we like to use. They're like terms, so we're left with 36 minus 2 is 34, and then minus x. So because there are x's on both sides, we need to decide if we want to get the x's on the left-hand side or get the x's on the right-hand side. It doesn't matter which one you do. It's all up to you. So just remember, if your work doesn't look exactly like the way I would do something, that's perfectly fine as long as you're following the rules of algebra. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add x to both sides, because generally speaking, people like to keep x as positive for some reason. It's perfectly fine. 3x plus x is 4x. Minus 24 equals 34, and then negative x plus x, they cancel each other. That's the reason we added x to both sides. And now take this 24, move it to the right-hand side by adding. So on the left-hand side, you have 4x, and then negative 24 plus 24 is 0, so it's an equal sign. And then on the right-hand side, we have 34 plus 24, which is 58. Now, technically, I shouldn't really write the 4x all the way over there. I should write it right there. Excellent. So we have 4x equals 58. Now, out of all this, we need to go ahead and divide by 4 here. So divide by 4, divide by 4. Now remember, we're dividing by 4 because that's the number in front of x. It's always whatever the number in front of x is. And the left-hand side is just going to be x. The right-hand side is 58 over 4. But notice that there is a common factor of 2. So 58 divided by 2 is 29. And 4 divided by 2 is 2. So we have x equals 29 over 2. Excellent. And that is actually the answer. Now, I don't want to go ahead and end it here on this question because I want to go ahead and show you a couple of things on the calculator. I'll see you there. Okay, welcome to the calculator. And in this one, I want to go ahead and do that 58 over 4. So we have 58 over 4. And then just press math, enter, enter. And notice that it gives us 29 over 2, which is exactly what we had previously. Now, we do want to check this, but using 29 over 2 and plugging that in is a little bit weird. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you to go into y equals here. Now on y1, we're going to type in the left-hand side of our original equation, or our original equation. So the left-hand side is x minus 8 over 4. Now make sure that you do alpha y equals enter, and then x minus 8, and then right arrow or down arrow, either way, over 4. It's very important. And then you can click either enter or just the down arrow, and it'll take you to y2. And on y2, we're going to want to type in the right-hand side. And the right-hand side is 3 minus, and then x plus 2 over 12. So make sure you do alpha y equals enter, and then x plus 2 over 12. Enter. Good deal. So that's the left-hand side, that's the right-hand side. And then let's quit to the home screen. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to plug in that 29 over 2 into both the left and the right-hand side. So here where it says vars, go to y vars, so write 1, and then enter for function. And then notice you see a bunch of y's. Remember we typed in on y1 the left-hand side, and on y2 we typed in the right-hand side. So do enter for y1, and then this is actually going to be function notation. We'll talk more about it later. So just do parentheses, and then the 29 over 2. So 29 divided by 2. Close, and then click enter. Notice that it tells us 13 over 8. Let's do the vars write 1, enter. But this time go down one more to y2, and then parentheses 29 over 2. And basically what this is doing is it's saying that I'm replacing the x with 29 over 2. And notice that it gives us 13 over 8. So the left-hand side is 13 over 8, the right-hand side is 13 over 8, which the left-hand side equals the right-hand side, which means that 29 over 2 is in fact the solution. Excellent. Now there are very easy ways to mess this up. First of all, if we go into y equals, if you don't do that alpha y equals enter, notice what's going to happen. If you just did x minus 8 over 4, which a lot of you are going to do, if I did vars write 1, enter, enter, parentheses 29 over 2. Notice it just gives us 12.5. Even if I just do math, enter, enter, that's 25 over 2. That's not 13 over 8. It's not that because what you typed in here is different. Because this is just 8 over 4 first. So it's just x minus 2. That's what that would be. If you're typing it in this way, you have to make sure that you use a parentheses and then x minus 8 to show that all of that is the numerator of the expression over 4. And then if we did all this again, notice it's 1.625, but that is in fact 13 over 8. Good. Now, if we go into vars write 1, enter, and if we just click to enter again, it's going to give us some random number. You probably won't get -2. It's probably going to be some other random value. The reason why is because if you click X right here and then enter, that's telling you what the calculator is seeing as your X value at the moment. Right now mine is 0, but yours may not be. It just depends on what someone else has given it previously. Now, another way of messing this up is if you do the vars write 1, enter, enter, and instead of typing in a parentheses around that, you're going to get some weird number here. And the reason why is because basically what's happening is this is saying whatever this was up here, the -2 times 29 over 2 just happens to be -29 for me. All of all of these are ways to mess up. So make sure when you're using this, make sure that you're using alpha y equals enter and fraction over fraction. Good. And then in here, when you're doing your vars right one and either enter or enter and then down one enter. Oops. Go to, yeah. Yeah, I'll do 5 over. That'll work. So vars right one, enter, parentheses, and then whatever you're typing in. Now, this isn't going to be the same answer as what we got. It's going to be 5 over 8. Excellent. Alrighty. Well, in that case, I will see you all in the next video. Have fun.